please remain standing? Thank you. You may be seated. At this time, we will hear a Veterans Day poem recited by sixth graders Anaya and Zoe Holloway. We will now hear American Heartland performed by the Bennett's Mill Orchestra under the direction of Mr. Hayes. Please welcome Ms. Wilkerson, Bennett's Mill art teacher, as she explains how her students honored Veterans Day.
In Flanders Fields, the poppies blow. This is the first line of the poem in Flanders Fields, written in 1915 by a Canadian veteran named John McCrae. The imagery of the poppies blooming on the graves of the fallen inspired the poem, which in turn was picked up as a Veterans Day symbol first at the University of Georgia. This year, the art students incorporated the poppy by creating stained glass windows using transparencies, acrylic, and permanent markers. And these windows are meant to reflect the continued sacrifice of our soldiers. You can actually see the poppies right outside on the wall. The kids did a really great job.
Eighth grade teacher, Mr. Merritt, will now recognize two of the winners of the Patriots Pen competition.
Good morning, our veterans, our service members, and our Venice Mill community. Our first two presenters for the Patriots Pen Contest are Gabriella Alberfor and Daryl Lewis.
Patriotism, love or devotion to one's country. Why should we show patriotism? Take the United States of America, for example. The U.S. is a country that took hundreds of years of wars, battles, and even scandals to get where we are today, a free and relatively peaceful country. America deserves our patriotism, for it ranks the third best country overall, and it's the country with the 22nd best quality of life. As a reminder, there are nearly 200 countries. So to thank our country, we should show our patriotism. Now there's a new question. How should we show our patriotism? Well, it may be easier to some people. One way that citizens above 18 can show their love for our country is by voting. This may sound crazy, but only 65.3% of eligible voters voted in the 2024 U.S. presidential election. That means that almost half of the U.S. population skipped out on voting. Voting is one of our civic duties as an American, and it is important to fulfill these duties to show our respect to the country. Additionally, anyone, including myself, can show patriotism by doing community service. Community service is defined as work that is done without pay to help people in the community, which means that literally anyone can do it. Little acts like picking up trash at a nature preserve, giving away food to the homeless, and tutoring students are all things that make our country a better place overall. As a matter of fact, everyone should be doing a form of community service for around 35 hours a year. If this sounds like a lot, may I remind you that there are 8,760 hours in a year. Just taking 1/250th of the time out of your year to volunteer can make America a better place and make us better U.S. citizens. Clarence Darrow once said, "True patriotism hates injustice in its own land more than anywhere else." This quote means that patriotism can be the want to make your country a better place in general. Again, our country does deserve our respect, so why not try to make our country even better for us and our future offspring? Thank you.
Fight for our country. For me, being patriot isn't just saying I love America, but showing it through my actions and attitude. Even though I'm a student, I still give while showing support to my country. Showing patriotism treat everyone with respect and honesty and be fair to everyone around me. Another way I show support to my country is sometimes my family and I have 4th of July celebration. This is where we wear red, white, and blue to show tribute to the American flag. Sometimes we watch parades. I try to celebrate national holidays because each one has a meaning and it's special. In addition, I support my country by honoring soldiers, veterans, and those who were killed in the line of duty. So when I see a soldier in a uniform, I make sure to say thank you. I make sure to smile and say thank you for your service. On Veterans Day, I always try to save my respects to my family who are in the military. My family reminds me that freedom is given by turn. The world is going to have bad people, but it's also going to have good people. And it's my job to make sure that I'm one of those good people. That means helping my community, clean up when I can, and show kindness to others. Doing this not only makes my community a better place, but also makes me feel like a better person. Even sending that small hello to my neighbors or keeping my voice down. Careers show someone's day and conclusion. There isn't a more than words, but it's also shown through my actions. I show my love for my country by respecting flags, honoring freedom fighters, celebrating our traditions, and helping my community. I want to show the pride I have for my country through my day-to-day life.
Next, we will hear We Stand Our Own Guard, performed by the Bennett's Mill Band under the direction of Mr. Phelos. Bennett's Mill has several members of its staff who are veterans. These veterans are Mr. Robertson, Miss Johnson, Miss Dickinson, Miss Hall, Miss Cruz, Mr. Brown, and Nurse Gonzalez. We will now hear from 7th grade students who interviewed 4 of these veterans at the Bennett's Mill staff. These will be Triana Ha, Liana Adil, Chloe Blissett, and Brandon Buniflor.
Good morning. My name is Brandon Buenaflor, and I interviewed Miss Hall, who served in the Air Force. What inspired you to join the military? When I was in high school, I actually had plans of going to the University of New Hampshire. My goal is to study electrical engineering, and due to some family stuff and some wisdom, I thought a 4-year college was the only option at the time. Unfortunately, that fell through, and so I didn't know what else to do. I'd been working full-time, and I was in a college track in high school. I didn't know that there are other options. I graduated in the top 10% of my class, and I wasn't going to not do anything. And so the military had become my best option. I had 3 female cousins who previously joined the service. My dad is a Navy veteran, my uncle was a Navy veteran, and my cousins joined the Air Force. And I had grown up with them telling me stories. And so I guess if there's an inspiration, it would be my cousins, because they managed to survive basic training in the Air Force and did well in the Air Force. And so that's why I joined the Air Force. What's one reason you learned from your service? So one lesson I learned from joining the military was you have not because you ask not. What I mean by that is I had the opportunity at my very last station. I thought, you know what? I want to get my college done. The military was already paying for it. And so how do I do that? I was working in maintenance or telecommunications where I had to repair equipment, keep them updated, and fix them. And we were doing it where people would get called out in the middle of the night. Me and the staff would be on call and have to come to the facility to repair and help because it was a 24-hour unit. And so I decided to ask my staff sergeant, what if I work the night shift from 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. so nobody has to get called out? I could do all the PMs, which is my preventative maintenance at night, so we don't have downtime during the day, which is our heaviest traffic. And then it frees me up so I can go to college during the day. Luckily, he said yes. So I got my associate's degree in engineering by doing that kind of shift work. So it was a huge lesson I learned that you have to learn to advocate for yourself. The worst someone can tell you is no, and you're already in that position, so why not ask instead? How can civilians better support veterans today? When you're in the military, although you're working a job and it's considered business and skill-based and it's all the elements, you're still in a protected community. You're in a place where there's a family kind of situation wherever you work. And so when you leave the military, those ties you've been connected to start to fade. Because you live, work, and eat with these people, it doesn't feel the same without them. When leaving the military, those connections may not be broken because you still may communicate with those people. But honestly, the level of interaction is heavily decreased because you're not in the same space with them anymore. And so it really creates such a void that amplifies those emotions of like, what's next? What should I do? How do I get connected in a space where maybe I don't have friends? Whether that's a real family or church family, or wherever I get connected to people so I feel like I belong. And so one way we can help veterans to feel connected is by providing environments, spaces, or just a connection from a local neighbor reaching out to those who've been in the military. Thank you.
Nurse Gonzalez was a member of the U.S. Army for 39 years. She initially joined the military to help pay for college, but the experience provided her with much more than just financial support. She values the structure, the consistency, and the integrity the military has to offer, and she continues to integrate these values into her day-to-day life. Moreover, she believes that veterans do not receive as much recognition as they should. She is of the opinion that veterans should be given more all-around recognition rather than only being acknowledged at certain times in the year. Through her experiences, Nurse Gonzalez continues to embody the principles she learned in the military and advocates for greater recognition and appreciation of all veterans year-round. Nurse Gonzalez, we thank you for your service.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Triana Ha, and my interviewee is Mr. Brown. The beginning of his experience started the day Mr. Brown enlisted. Around August, he remembers being dropped off at the recruiting center by his family when he was 23. He remarked that if he could go back to that day, he would still make that same decision to serve. During this period, he served in the same division as his grandfather, who served in the Army. Once Mr. Brown started training, he expected it to be extremely difficult. Although it was difficult, he was surprised by the aspect of brotherhood and teamwork, which made him feel not alone. During basic training, also, it was scary at first due to the amount of yelling, but he realized the purpose of this training and ended up learning a lot. His favorite story during this time was when everyone went through a gas chamber that contained crowd suppression gas while wearing gas masks, and everyone was spontaneously getting sick. Now, in his everyday life, Mr. Brown's experiences in the military still affect him. He still gets up at 4:30 every morning and is strict with organization. Being in the military has shaped his philosophy on teamwork, and his experiences have stuck with him. The aspect of serving and working with others is crucial to him. Ultimately, after his experiences, he would tell children and possibly even future generations today that he thinks the military can be a great experience for anyone considering it. Mr. Brown says that you can learn a lot, and as previously stated, the aspect of serving something greater than yourself can be a substantial life lesson. Mr. Brown, we thank you for your service.
Hi, my name is Chloe Bless, and I will be talking about Miss Cruz. Our lovely veteran, Mary Cruz, is a teacher and a proud resident of Fayetteville, Georgia. She's from San Diego, California, and moved around a lot due to her family. Miss Cruz got inspired to join the military at the age of 10 to later join around the tragic event of 9/11. Mary Cruz served in the Marine Corps in the duration of her great work for 7 years. Life in the military was hard for her, especially being away from her kids since she had them very young, and there being a small number of women who joined. The Marine Corps is also known as the smallest branch of the military, which made it very hard for women, like Miss Cruz, to make herself known. A specific skill that Miss Cruz acquired from the military was patience. This taught her to be very patient with others and that things can change throughout life. She also used this skill throughout her daily life when dealing with certain people and how to encounter them. Although Miss Cruz left the military, she would always love to come back and serve for our amazing country. Thank you for your service.
The Bennett's Mill Chorus, under the direction of Miss Peoples, will now perform America the Beautiful.
Do, do,
Mr. Merritt will now return to recognize the remaining winners of the Patriots Pen competition.
Veterans and service members, I want you guys to really know that our students have worked really hard to honor you. These are our last two contestants, Cameron Garner and Kenna Sims.
My decision to register women confirms what is already obvious throughout our society, that women are now providing all types of skills in every profession. The military should be no exception. Women show their patriotism in many ways, but the start to it is the mental and physical state as a woman, and that can be shown when women join the military and through their strength. Voting or simply showing love for the United States of America is another way women show patriotism. Me, as a young woman, shows patriotism in similar ways. One of the main ways women show patriotism today isn't just by joining the military, but also by voting. Overall, women have voted at higher rates than men. Without the women in our country and the support to the government, the voting rates would be lower along with the military rates. There are countless American women who have contributed strongly to history with their patriotism. Some examples are Mary Ball Washington, Martha Curtis Washington, and Lucy Flucker Knox, who all contributed massively to the Revolutionary War. I want to grow up to show strong patriotism for the United States, and that starts now. I try to show my patriotism by supporting my family members in voting and showing their patriotism, and I try the hardest in my ability to encourage family members and other people to vote. One big reason I feel empowered to be patriotic is veterans and role models. For many young women, those role models could be their mothers who could be a part of the military, or also encourage and raise their kids to be patriotic, especially considering women's voting numbers. This shows women's true patriotism in many ways, and I one day want to be like that. My decision to register women confirms what is already obvious throughout our society, that women are now providing all types of skills in every profession. The military should be no exception. Overall, women show their patriotism by joining the military, voting, and supporting their country and other people in it. The other women in the country make me feel as if I could be just as patriotic. This topic stuck out to me because I want to show appreciation for the women who support this country, because they make me feel like I can support the country just as much.
Patriotism isn't just about waving the flag or singing the national anthem. It's about showing love, pride, and respect for our country through our actions. There are many distractions that can divide us, so it's important now more than ever to stay focused on what truly matters. My generation is the future of this nation, so it's very important to stay positive, contribute, and support our country when needed. We can stay positive and support our country in many very impactful ways, such as doing community service, showing honor and appreciation to our veterans, and organizing local patriotic events. I know that we can make the most impact in our country in a positive way by contributing and doing things locally and in our community. That way, we can see changes quickly and continue to build momentum with our friends and family to create the change and uplift we want to see. One main way I'm currently working to show patriotism and support for my country is by giving recognition to people who give back and letting them know that they are truly appreciated. I'm in the process of making a local hero documentary series, which showcases heroes who shape younger people for success, such as veterans who help people, educators who teach the youth about important topics and encourage them to be their best selves, and small business owners who give back to the community. These individuals have done some of the most important work in our country. They've given their effort for countless hours, sometimes without a thank you, to make sure that people have what they need to be successful. In my eyes, they deserve to be honored. To ensure they receive this, I've created a plan to record short videos and interviews which will show their stories, values, and impacts on society. They all have stories that deserve to be heard, and I plan to honor them by ensuring the world knows the sacrifices and long hours they put in to make a difference in the lives of others. After I capture their stories, I'll post them to social media with a hashtag, such as #America. Ultimately, my goal is to show that we still have people making a difference every day, and my hope is that doing something as remarkable as this will encourage others to make a change. Thank you.
Today's keynote address is from a nationally recognized nonprofit organization known as Healing for Heroes. Healing for Heroes' mission is to provide much-needed access to life-saving and life-changing service dogs, training and ongoing support to veterans, service members, and their families who may be suffering from severe related injuries, PTSD, and other health challenges. The committed team of volunteers and professionals at Healing for Heroes has a dual purpose. One, serving our community by helping military personnel and veterans, and two, as well, local shelters by rescuing suitable dogs for training. Their clients and their families are able to move forward, live more productive lives after being wounded both physically and or mentally with the assistance of service animals, while the lives of at-risk shelter dogs are saved by becoming trained service companions. At this time, please welcome Miss Piper and her dog, Shakespeare.
Good morning, all you beautiful young people. I'm Piper. I'm the founder of Healing for Heroes. I am one of the first injured soldiers, because I was in the Army, so that's a soldier, in both of the wars. I'm the first female injured soldier during both of the wars. I'm going to do something different today, though. I'm going to tell you one of my favorite jobs. Let me tell you why. Can I have all of the 5th grade girls and higher please stand? Are there 5th graders in middle school? There's 6th grader. Okay, so 6th grade and up, please stand. And will all the ladies in this room please stand? Okay. All right. Nice. Okay. All right, I want you to look around. I want you to look around. Please look around and see who's standing. Look around and see who's standing, and I want you to look at the young men sitting next to you. In all of the countries I have gone to, none of you would have gone to school past 5th grade. And if you're standing next to a little boy that is not your brother or your husband, you would not have done that either. So we are the greatest country in the world. We are. Okay, all right. I wanted you to know that because I don't think a lot of people know that. I don't think a lot of people know that. Y'all can sit down now, but I don't think you know what goes on in some of the other countries around this planet. But seeing all you remarkable students today and listening to your beautiful music behind me, that would have never happened in some of the countries that I have been to. The little girls back here would never get to do any of that. You can't run track, you can't play sports, you don't get an education past a certain grade unless your parent does it secretly. In Iraq and Afghanistan, you would not have been able to learn all the things that you are learning now and past 5th grade, sometimes 3rd grade. If you look more like a young lady, then you would get removed from school. So one of my favorite things to do in the Army, I loved doing it. I was on a human terrain team, and I got to go into countries and talk to women up to make sure, because the way to the home is through the lady, and make sure we weren't accidentally running over goats, or we weren't plowing up fields that people needed to eat out of. So I got to go in and talk to ladies and see what they needed and make sure that the military was not messing up your income, your food, or running over your goats. Goats are very important in a lot of these countries. They're very valuable. And it was such a blessing. And the one thing that I heard over and over, especially in Afghanistan, is the parents of all the children wanted schools for their children. So we would build a pole barn. It would take us no more than 3 days, usually one day. I could build a barn for children to go to school. Sometimes I'd build a road for children to get to school. And it was some of the most beautiful things I have ever seen, is seeing little girls wanting to learn and children getting to play with each other and learn from each other. So today has been super inspiring, seeing all of you here and the things that you talk about and the singing. I know I'm talking mostly to the students, but and the singing behind me, it has been wonderful to hear all of this, because for almost 20 years, I didn't get to see young people like you, especially little girls, get to do this stuff. So it's pretty amazing. It's a blessing. We are so blessed to be born in this country and get to go to school and learn and have neighbors in this country. And we're even blessed to invite other people from other countries here to be part of this great nation that we live in. I hope that one day, I hope that all you young people do join the military, and when you join, pick a country you've never heard of or never been to and go see how they live. Go see how blessed we are. We are blessed beyond means. Go to the Philippines, where they make $1 a day with a PhD. Go to India, where they make $1 today with a PhD. Maybe go to Iraq, maybe. Maybe not Afghanistan. I don't know what the world's gonna be like when you all get older, but go somewhere you've never been and see how wonderful this country is. It's not my normal speech, but I think you need to know how, and you're not gonna know from me telling it. You're not gonna know until you experience it when you go to college and move on in the world. All right, I'm gonna talk real quick about my program, because I've spent a lot of time talking about other countries. So I'm the first female wounded warrior in both wars. And I was told this is about resilience. This is for all you boys and girls. If somebody tells you you can't do it, you do it. I mean, unless it's illegal, you do it. You do it. If somebody says you can't do that, you can't hit that goal, you can't hit that speed, you can't make that grade, you do it. Because I was told I only had 2 months to live. I had 2 months to live. I'm not even supposed to be here. I was slobbering on myself. I didn't know my name. I couldn't read. I couldn't write. And I laid in bed for almost 4 years. And by the grace of God and a dog, I taught myself to read again. I got out of the bed. I was bald twice. That was cute. I was bald. I was a really cute bald girl. Bald twice, went blind, was in a wheelchair. But by the grace of God and my dog, I got out of that bed, because nobody tells me I can't do something. So if you take anything with you today when you leave this beautiful auditorium and this beautiful educational building where you all get to learn good stuff, then take that you were born and live in the best country in the world, and that nobody tells you you can't do something. Whatever you want to do, you set your mind to it and you focus on it and you get it done, because you can do it. It's right here in your heart, and you can do it. You have the foundation to do it, and just go for it. Go to college, go wherever, but you can do it. Do you want me to say anything about the program at all? Okay, I'll just tell you, after saying all that, we have trained over 2,000 service dogs for veterans with any disability except completely blind, and it's completely free to the veteran. We help veteran family members too. We have over 139 children, because children of veterans have a 20% higher chance of being disabled than the average American's children. So we have over 2,000 service dogs for veterans, 139 for children, 425 for civilians, and about 47 for police officers and sheriff's deputies, 13 for firefighters, and about 12 for EMTs. All of our dogs are from the shelter, and we've placed, on top of that, 3,700 companion animals with veterans that just want a pet. And we run on donations and volunteers and giant hearts and people that don't want to hear that they can't do it. So thank you for having us today. Before I sit down, I would like to ask the veterans in the audience to please stand. Right there, those are some beautiful people that have gone to all kinds of crazy, weird places so that all you good-looking kids can get an education. So thank you. Thank you so much for your service, and thank you for having me here to speak.
So we're gonna set up a little course here, and we're gonna have Nestor Nieves with his dog Mystic, I believe. So Mystic will be kind of showing what they are able to do. All right, Mystic. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up one more time for this tremendous group, Healing for Heroes. The Bennett's Mill Music Department will now perform the March of the Armed Forces, veterans and current service members. We ask that you stand as your branch's march is played so that we can recognize you here at today's assembly. The United States Army. And the caissons go rolling along. In and out, in and shout. Concert marching right about. And the caissons go rolling along. Then it's high, high, hee in the field artillery. Shout out your numbers loud and strong. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wherever you go, you will always know that the caissons go rolling along. The United States Coast Guard. We place our trust in thee to fight the simple fight, and that I Coast Guard we fight for you. Off we go. The United States Air Force. Flying high as the sun. welcome Mr. J.P. Ward, principal of Bennett's Mill Middle School, as he delivers today's closing remarks.
What a fantastic assembly. It's always the highlight of the year, our Veterans Day Assembly. I want to thank you so much for coming out. Great job, students. It takes a great team to put on an excellent assembly. I want to say thank you to Ms. Pollard, Ms. Cruz, Ms. Harris, Ms. Osborne, Ms. Hall, and Ms. Boyles, and all of our social studies teachers for your help with today's assembly. I want to give a special thank you to Ms. Lucas as the chairperson of our Veterans Day Assembly. Great job, Ms. Lucas. Thank you, Mrs. Lucas. I want to thank Ms. Piper. It was a great message and a great reminder that we are the greatest country in the world. Great job for your message this morning. Thank you to Shakespeare, and great job, Mystic, as well. Let's give them a round of applause. I want to recognize our band, orchestra, and chorus students. That was amazing. It was from the very start to the end. It was fantastic. Every song gave me goosebumps. It was fantastic. Thank you, Ms. Peoples, Mr. Hayes, Mr. Felos, for your leadership. Great job. And the art students for all the work that you did, so thank you very much. I want to congratulate our student speakers, everyone who came up here to speak at the microphone. You did a fantastic job. Let's give them a round of applause. Probably 1,000 people in the room right now, and it can be scary standing up here, so you did a great job. So thank you very much. It's awesome to see. I'm so glad COVID is over with. It is awesome to see this auditorium packed with parents. Thank you for coming out today. Thank you for supporting our school. We really appreciate you. And then to our special guests, the ones that we are honoring here today, our veterans. So if you are a veteran, please stand one more time so we can give you another round of applause. For your dedication to our country. At this time, will everyone please rise, remain silent for the retirement of the colors. I want to say thank you to Sergeant Bell and the Fayette County High School Junior ROTC program. As we conclude our assembly today, I want to invite our parents and our guests. If we're going to have a reception in our media center, you can go out and take a right. Our student ambassadors will show you how to get there and enjoy some refreshments this morning. So if we could have our parents go ahead and exit out at this time and head to the media center.